This is Middle Class Matt from don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com, and I am Sports Genius. I love to do my NFL picks. I do them every week. It's one of the easiest videos I do because I just read my picks. I compete against two of the better NFL analysts who predict games in the business, Phil Simms and Cris Collinsworth. And I had a very mediocre week last week. I've only had one losing week out of all 10 weeks of the NFL. So if I only have one all year or all season, it's not going to be too bad. I think I can live with that. If I can only have one losing week, I'll take that every season. But I was 8-5-1. There was a tie, which is weird. You just don't even think there's going to be ties in the NFL anymore. But the San Fran-St. Louis game was a tie. When Cris Collinsworth and Phil Simms, they didn't put a tie on there. They counted that as a win for them. And I think if a tie is a tie, a win's a win. So I actually am tied with Cris Collinsworth, and I am ahead of Phil Simms. So there's only one game last week, too, I'll tell you, that I regret. And that if you go back and watch my predictions video from Week 10, you'll actually see that I wanted to pick the Saints. They were hot. They had a good quarterback, but it's hard to pick against an 8-0 team at their home stadium. That's tough. So I made it a close, very close game if you look at the score, and I really want to pick. That's the only one I really regret. The other ones, sometimes things happen. I don't think anybody in the world could have predicted that Tennessee would blow out the Miami Dolphins. That would have been just a heck of a pick if you knew that. Okay, so let's start out. I'm going to start out with kind of a gutsy pick at first. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills, this Thursday night game, beating the Miami Dolphins 31-26. I'm going to take Buffalo in that. It's cold up there, and I think Miami's going to have a hard time running their offense and playing defense in that cold weather at night. So I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills in that one. Next is Arizona and Atlanta. I'm going to take Atlanta to get back to their winning ways. I think they're one of the elite teams in the NFL. I'm not picking them to win the Super Bowl or anything crazy like that, but I think they're one of the elite playoff teams and they're going to win their division. And so I have them at 24-13 beating Arizona at home. Next is Cleveland at Dallas. I'm going to have Dallas, who beat Philadelphia. I think they're going to continue that. I picked them to be 8-8 in the beginning of the season, so I think they're going to be at least that. They're going to get back on track. They're not going to be they're not going to live up to all the talent they have, but I do think they're going to win more games. They're not going to have a losing record, or they're not going to have a terrible record. So I'm going to take them beating Cleveland 30-17. So Dallas Cowboys over the Cleveland Browns 30-17. Next is Green Bay at Detroit. And I'm going to take Green Bay in a higher scoring game, 34-24. After their bye week, they'll be rested and they'll have their injuries right. Detroit's an up-and-down team, but I'll take Green Bay since that's a division game. They're going to go over there and take them out 34-24. So Green Bay wins. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Now Kansas City's due one, so this would be an easy one to pick for Kansas City, even though they've had such a losing record. They look good against Pittsburgh, even though Roethlisberger got hurt and he had to go out. They still look good against them. Their defenses look pretty decent all season for the most part. And you could really see Cincinnati, who they're not an elite team yet. They're a good team. But I'm going to take still Cincinnati winning 23-17 in a low-scoring affair at Kansas City. So Cincinnati wins that game. Philadelphia, Washington. This one is a real toss-up. But with Vic possibly not being able to play, I'm going to take the Washington Redskins 27-20 at home over the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of quarterbacks are hurt, so that can really determine if they're able to come back and play well. Because right now I'm doing a lot of these predictions considering these quarterbacks aren't going to come back and play. Tampa Bay at Carolina. I'm going to have Carolina winning this one. They've been real close a good many games. They're at home. They're playing a divisional team. This team already beat them, so they're going to be out for revenge. And a close game, 27-24 Panthers. Jacksonville at Houston. Houston, one of the elite teams in the NFL, 31-17. Houston wins this game at home pretty easily. Jets, St. Louis. This was a tough one to pick, too. The Jets are falling to pieces. St. Louis has been consistently fair. maybe is a good way to put it. They're all right. They have a good defense, and they're at home. So I'm going to pick them in a pretty close game, 24-20. St. Louis Rams beat Miami, but that one's a real coin flip. That can go either way. New Orleans at Oakland. I have New Orleans. They're back to their winning ways. Breeze is playing well. Their running game is back, and Oakland has proven to be a team that can be blown out. But it's going to be a closer game than people think, but I'm going to have New Orleans winning on the road 24-27. They don't play well on the road, but I'm going to still take them. San Diego at Denver. San Diego's had problems. You think maybe this is a game, kind of a rival game. They can kind of get back at him and him going against Peyton Manning, but I'm going to take, and also that they blew that huge lead in the last game. But I'm still going to take Denver in this game. It's tough to play at their home stadium. I'm going to take them winning 30-23 against San Diego. Peyton Manning just really has that team playing at a high level, and he's showing that he is still one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. Indianapolis at New England. Indianapolis has looked good. Andrew Luck has exceeded all people's expectations, and his expectations and people's expectations for him were high. And he's exceeded all expectations. But with that, they're going against the real, genuine heavyweight champs of the NFL. And so they're going to get a beat down. It's going to be 35-20 at New England. New England beats the Colts. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. See, I'm picking this game thinking Roethlisberger isn't going to play. And that's what everybody's saying. So I'm going to have Baltimore going to Pittsburgh, winning a close one, 2016 in a defensive battle, only because Roethlisberger's not there, and the Ravens are much more healthy. So 2016 Baltimore Ravens. Then I got Chicago at San Fran, and that's a game where both quarterbacks are hurt. But I think Cutler means more to his team. The offensive line doesn't play well, and he's really kind of the catalyst of that whole offense. Their defense is still going to play well. They're not going to fold. So it's going to be a low-scoring game. But San Fran, I think, can do more without their quarterback. They sort of manage the game. So I'm going to take, this is a toss-up still, but I'm still going to take San Francisco 49ers 23-16 over the Chicago Bears. Okay, that's Middle Class's Matt's picks for this week. And you can check out all my NFL videos, all my football videos. I'm going to start doing basketball now that it's started up. And I have actual footage. A lot of people just predict games, and you see look in there, and you see their house, and they're sitting there talking. I do that, and it's fun. I enjoy it. But also check out my live footage that I catch at ball games. So I'll see you next time. It's Middle Class Matt.